people to drop in on the virtual open day, but at the same time, just sort of address your guys' questions and concerns. So, what did we talk about? We talked about the foundation and the knowledge. Yeah, I think CG animation and game development can be quite intimidating because it's quite technical. But I gather if you're on the Twitch stream and you're on Discord, you're sort of halfway there, right? You're interested or fascinated or somewhat comfortable with technology. You don't have to be, right? I have to tell you, one of the things I generally tend to do is I try to train you guys as artists and not as software operators or technicians, right? So being able to operate the software is not as important to me as you guys developing your skills as concept artists, storyboard artists, character designers, right? That's the big thing for me, right? So it's all about the visuals, and it's all about bringing those visuals to life. The software, yeah, that'll come with time, right? You don't have to worry too much about it. Why did I drag my Streamlabs window into, I don't know. I'm just absentmindedly clicking away as I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, it's really important that you guys become software agnostic. That's a huge thing for me, right? Because software is software. You can pick it up. Even though it can be quite complicated, it can be quite technical, you will pick it up. What you can't pick up quite as easily is being a phenomenal designer, phenomenal artist, and phenomenal storyteller. That's the kind of stuff where I want you guys to be focused. Having said that, I cover all the industry software, right? So our primary CG software is Maya, but next year I am going to incorporate sessions of Blender, right? So there might be some Blender users out there who are watching the stream. Obviously not live now because I got my 2 viewers. Hey, how's it going, guys? But if you do catch up with the stream later on my channel, I know there are a couple of Blender fans out there who have subscribed to my channel. Yeah, I do cover Blender. And of course, my Blender sessions I'll also stream as well, just to give back a little bit to the open source community. And mostly, it's not going to be a full-blown Blender replaces Maya. It's just purely going to be grease pencil and doing 2D, 3D animatics. So I want to incorporate that into our sessions as well. I'm going to slowly start moving away from Photoshop and using Medibang Paint Pro. Ooh, was that a ping for me? I'm going to use Medibang Paint Pro because it is free and open source. It's not going to replace Photoshop. Photoshop will always be Photoshop. But it's just to allow students who don't necessarily have access to the software. At least Medibang Paint is free and open source, right? So you'll be able to download it, install it, and it's really good. There are a few things that I find that are niggly little things that make it a little bit less. Yeah, let's just say I do prefer. At the end of the day, I do prefer Photoshop, but there's a lot of good stuff happening in Medibang Paint Pro. So there we go. A couple of pieces of open source software that will help while we're still kind of self-isolating, right? Let's see. Yeah. So oh yeah. Okay. So in terms of how technical the course can get. Yeah, we used to be able to keep it on a purely visual and art level, but now that we've moved to online classes, there are a few different pieces of software that we have to come to grips with. But don't worry about it. One of the things that I tell people is break the ice with the software, get in there, use it, right? Don't worry about making any mistakes because I've got everything backed up. I'm used to dealing with mistakes. Mistakes are what you need to make when you're in university so that when you're in studio, you don't make those mistakes, right? So even though the software can be quite intimidating, don't worry about it. Don't freak out. I guide you through it pretty much every single day. I walk my students through the more complicated pieces of software, right? If files go corrupt on you or you can't open them or things are crashing all over the place, I can usually step in and help sort you out. I'm fairly technically versatile, so you don't have to worry. You're in kind of safe hands with me, right? Okay. So far so good. Oh yeah, here's me, right? So I am on my Zoom camera. So the Zoom meeting has taken over my webcam, and that's why there's nothing but a black space over here. I wonder if I can cheat this. It's kind of like this. There you go. So that's what you would normally see on my Twitch stream, right? That's it. Wow. It's so... I'm using an old webcam just because it's working for now, right? So I want to get a Sony A7 up here to be my webcam, but yeah, try to convince the administration to fork out money for a Sony A7 as a webcam. It is a bit overkill, I must admit. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about the kind of stuff I do. If you've been following my stream, you know that I've been working on this character design. I think I'm ready to do a tonal pass on her. In fact, I wonder if I can just sort of start that now. So, yeah, I was in a rush to finish this yesterday because I was sick of just waiting. And so I spent a fair amount of time trying to figure out the feet placement and getting that sorted out. I'm really trying to break away from the super tight line quality. Oh, hey guys, there's one area that I'm just sort of hemming and hawing over, is the devices on her wrist. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe. Might look all right. So I'm going to get rid of my original development sketch as well. Oh yeah, I got that scarf to clean up. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I'm still undecided. I think I do. I think I want to put that in. So I got a little bit more to clean up in this particular piece of concept. But I want to come in here and we got the wrist comms. Wrist comms on their own layer? Yes, they are. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take that and I'm going to move this guy over. Right. And yeah, I know it does make her arm look fairly busy, but that's kind of what I'm after anyway, right? I might actually, let's lower that a little bit, right? So she's got some of her hero tech stuff that she needs for crime busting on her wrist there, right? So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I thought my cleanup was over, but it looks like it isn't. That's unfortunate. But I've got that scarf layer there. So I'll lay those down super quick. It's only a couple of lines, and then we'll take it from there. What should I talk? Well, you know what? I don't want this actually to just be a drawing stream because I am technically here to sort of answer questions about the university. So let's see, what can I kind of discuss? We used to develop. Oh yeah, actually, we'll talk about renderers, right? So we generally use Maya and we render with Arnold, Sony's in-house renderer, which I think Autodesk owns now. So we teach Arnold rendering. We also use Unreal Engine for real-time rendering, right? So we generally use that to introduce, in the animation degree, the Unreal Engine. We also introduce a little bit of VR via the Oculus Medium and that kind of a thing. So we do a little bit of work in that as well, but not as much as, say, you would get on the games program. Let's see. Our primary sculpting tool is ZBrush. So we dive into that. I think probably what might be a good idea is to just show off a little bit of my ArtStation. It's probably a good place to take a quick peek. So here are some of my sculpts, right? And so I generally walk you guys through the whole process of getting inside. This is me playing with ZBrush 2020's new 2D filters. That's cool. Nice sketchy look. And then here's just the basic Substance Painter diffuse and specular map, I believe. But I also go through Mari. Mari's another texturing utility as well. And that's a lot of fun. This doesn't have a texture on it yet. It's just purely a character sculpt from inside of ZBrush. It was originally going to be the Hulk, but I changed my mind. I'm going to use this. I'm going to throw armor plating over top this character and really do him up as, sort of a warrior type thing. So I was using this in class to lecture about anatomy, an anatomy study, right? So that's that. And this was a Marvelous Designer lecture, right? And this particular sculpture was created entirely inside of Oculus Medium. At least the base character was anyway. And then the clothing designed in Marvelous Designer, right? Okay, so that's that. And here's another purely Oculus Medium virtual sculpt. This was cool to do. And this was for a project pitch for David Williams. So yeah, there's that. And some cool armor design. This, I'm in the process of UVing this guy because I want to do some really, really wicked textures for this armor. I think this character turned out pretty cool. So I'm quite happy with that one. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I do when it comes to 3D sculpting. So hopefully that gives you sort of a taste. I've run out of things to talk about. All right, so let me pop back in and see if we've got any more pings in the WhatsApp group for this virtual open day. And I'm still on here. Yeah, my Zoom meeting window's here. It's all good. Okay, what I'll probably do is I'll kill the stream for now. I just wanted to pop on here in case a few of you guys were lurking, and invite you to kind of join the virtual open day, and we can talk all things CG. Okay, so I will talk to you guys.